Sharon, I am so happy to have you with me because you are one of my inspirations for this
Stop it.
Yes, because I have been with you 2 or 3 times on the incredible Wedding Mayhem. I'm sorry, how many million views do you have now?
5.699 as of this morning.
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Love Me Do Brides, your boutique, and we're going to get into it, okay?
Okay, I'm a bit scared actually because the boot's on the other foot here.
You're usually the one asking the questions with the question cards.
It's harder.
So tell me, I need to know. So I don't know anything about bridal boutiques. That's not an area of the world that I'm super familiar with.
Okay,
Who causes the most drama? Is it the bride or is it mum or is it the bridesmaid? Come on, tell me the truth. No one's listening.
right here, mum,
Is it?
mum-in-law,
Ooh, mum-in-laws come. Do they come to the Do they?
bridesmaids,
Okay, well done, girls. Yeah,
equal sister that's not married.
there's often a bridesmaid.
Yeah, never a
Okay,
bride.
so why are mums bringing the drama? What happened?
I just to give them the benefit of the doubt, and it's I'm talking a blanket here, so this is across the board. I think it comes from a place of fear.
Mm.
And this is the same with any customer-based industry. They're straight out of the paddock, aren't they? And they haven't even thought about it. But it is a place of fear. And their little girl is still their little girl, and they don't trust them to have that knowledge that they have. So as a mum, you're always training your children,
Yeah,
teaching.
yeah, yeah. No, but it's true, right?
It is. So they're probably trying to think 10 steps ahead, thinking, she's not thought about this yet. It is a bit like a wedding planner, a coordinator. They're like, they don't know that this is coming. So they're coming from a place of fear, and then their anxiety on top of it, and the pressure on top of it, and they don't want them to fail. So I think a lot of this comes from fear. So my job is pretty much not to sell the dresses because the dresses will sell themselves. I can't sell a dress to a bride. A bride has to love it.
Yeah.
But it is managing the people around and managing their expectations and their wants, their needs, and their anxiety. And their anxiety probably comes above that.
Have you ever heard something awkward come out of mum's mouth?
Oh, every day.
Like what?
I mean, we all speak before we think, right? So, yeah, just my own mother did it, and it's the body shaming.
Oh,
Without, some of it they come straight out and they just say it, but others will just say, I can see your belly through that.
oh,
I can see your cellulite through that.
oh.
Rather than keeping it inside and thinking, right, actually, I can see her cellulite. Why don't you think and say, actually, can we put another lining underneath that?
Mm. But
Because the
they don't
moment you,
have the knowledge to know that. Like, I wouldn't think of that. And I've been in the wedding industry for a gazillion years, and I wouldn't think about an extra lining to cover cellulite.
but Kelly, you know that if you have got a dress on and it's a bit see-through, you can see a bit, you would put something else underneath
Well, normally a
it.
pair of Spanx, to be honest, to hold it all in.
So it isn't anything different to a wedding dress to trying on clothes normally. Just because it's a wedding doesn't mean it's something that you have no knowledge about. It's common sense, a lot of it.
And do you see brides come in who are not buying the right dress for them? And do you help them with that?
At the end of the day, if they feel great in that dress, they're going to showcase that dress. And who am I to say that's not the right style for you?
Mm.
it, I can make, in my opinion, changes and show them. So when a bride comes into us, we choose a few dresses together and we'll put them in. And straight off the bat, on the first dress, we will go, you could put the straps on this side, you can put them up straight, we can make that into a halter neck. So we try and do a quick training course in the first dress. So we've already got them thinking, actually, I liked my shape better like that. So because everybody will come in going, I like this is what suits me. on the high street, but a
Yeah.
wedding dress is coutured. It's boned.
And
It's
most
a
of us
different
aren't
fabric.
used to that, right? Most of us aren't
No.
used to a dress being made for us or that we're able to adjust those straps or
Yes.
something. Because I had some adjustments made to mine and I was like, oh, I like everything except this one thing. And they were like, it's fine, we can change it. And you're,
Yes.
oh,
I'm
right, of
having a
course.
conversation with a
Yeah,
girl at the moment that literally all she wants is just little lazy straps on her dress. She was like, will she be able to make them detachable? And I'm like, that's
sure.
easy,
Yeah, like
very
that's
easy.
it.
You know, she went, "Oh, that looks really difficult for me." And I was like, no, it's
Uh,
simple. Even a first year student can do that. And so straight away, it's trust. Now we've got trust now. And
how did you end up running, owning a boutique? How did that happen?
I always say, do you want the short story first or the long story? But actually, the short and the long story is one story.
Okay.
So I don't know whether you know any of this. So
I
before
don't, because you're always the one asking the questions.
So before I came into the wedding industry, I was in property.
Ah.
So started selling houses when I was 15, 16, and I was about to go into the police force, but I had to get a year.
Oh, I can see you
Um,
as a copper. I see you in the uniform.
oh, stop it. And but I had to, I was a year, I was one of the younger people at school, so I had to gap a year. So I did a background to business course at college, and they had to give me a placement for, it was like a YTS scheme. So you
Yep.
had to do like, a placement in a business. So they put me in an estate agent's office. And at the age of 15, I sold a house to the first person that I took round to house.
Love it.
I think what helped me here is that the first house I showed them into, the couple, it was a holiday let couple were having, there was a couple in there having sex.
What?
We walked in,
No.
walked out, went to the next house, they bought that next house. So, you know.
So that was some sort of strategy there.
So I literally then got poached into the estate agent side of
Mm.
it and didn't go into the police force. I had a huge knack for sales and marketing. I then went to Barratt Homes, so I ended up doing on site, so from build upwards,
Nice.
and so again sales and marketing, part
Yeah.
exchanging, and stuff like that. And I love it. I love everything about properties. I'm a very nosy person, so it suited me. So I was there for 11 years. So in total, I think I did over 20 years in the industry, but I wasn't growing, and the people above me that were coming in were not nice people. We had basically an influx of new people put into us, and the old people managed out. And I've got to be very careful how I say this.
Yes.
And my direct peer above me was getting me to do all of their work, and the FD above were going, "This is sensitive information. Why are you asking these questions?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm doing the board report." And they were like, "Ah, you shouldn't be doing that." And so I was being used a lot.
Wow.
And I had a group of girls working for me under my wing. And unfortunately, this higher person was being a bit touchy feeling and going a little bit further than that. And I had girls coming to me crying. So I think with management, you've got to have an air of respect.
Hmm.
And I wasn't in that place. I
How
wasn't
can you
learning.
respect that
No,
person?
no.
It's impossible.
And this person knew that I knew that I knew that he knew, and blah 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 blah. And it
Gross.
was a very
Icky.
awkward, stressful environment. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I wasn't loving it. And
No.
when I was searching for my wedding dress, my second wedding, people going, you should do this, you should do this. Now,
Oh.
my grandmother was a seamstress. She used to
Uh-huh.
make clothes, and I made all my son's play stuff and kids
Yeah.
stuff and rompers when he was little, poor little chap in the all-in-one corduroys, back in fashion now.
They are so
And
cool. I need one of those.
I'll make you one.
Yeah.
We'll have a matching pair when you come
I
in
love a
next.
corduroy jean with a flare.
And that was it. And so I had that knowledge
Yeah.
anyway, and I had the
Mm.
sales and marketing background. I've always said in sales, if you can sell Lego, you can sell
Yeah.
anything. It's a
Absolutely.
commodity, right? So
100%.
Yeah, so that's how that happened, and it happened overnight. I literally went into Walton-on-Thames High Street, saw an empty shop, contacted the landlord, not quite knowing what I was doing, to be honest
I
with
was going to
you.
say that's quite a jump. So you're like selling houses, that's been your career for years and years. You're very comfortable, you're good at what you do. And the next minute you're looking at rent because that renting space in itself is a big commitment. It's expensive. How did you even know like where you were going to source the dresses from? And
Didn't. So I think I was on autopilot. So I secured the shop. I pitched to them because they gave me a proper interview. Weirdly enough, I've just found my pitch to the bank in the loft, and I'm like, oh my god, how on earth did they trust me? And yeah, so I pitched it to them. They were like, "Oh yeah, fine." And the bank gave me a loan, and I did that in my lunch break while I was still working. And then I contacted the designer that I bought. That was my wedding dress.
no,
And I was out of season. I didn't know about the seasons, didn't know
no,
about trade shows. And
no.
they were like, "Oh, we've just finished a trade show. We'll come to you." Actually, I can't come to you. You'll have to meet me. So I met a rep at Watford Gap service station, who luckily was
This is how
actually
glamorous the industry is, right?
it gets even better than that. So he was a rep for two companies. So that was brilliant because I wanted to
Yeah,
start with
great.
about 20 dresses to start. And so I had a good bottom and a higher range. And we sat there with the books, with fabric swatches, and I glanced to my right, and on my right was a man selling nuts and bolts
Okay.
on the table with nuts and bolts. So he was a rep as well. So there is a thing. So go
Oh,
for the Watford
they
Gap.
apparently that's where reps go to meet you.
Yes, it was the most bizarre thing, and that was it. And that's how I started.
And
I
when
handed
was
my
that?
notice in.
How many years is that now?
Well, 25 years. We've just celebrated 25 years.
Wow.
So on paper, 25 years, and then physically into the shop about a year later. And it was the
That's
most bizarre thing.
that's amazing. And what's the future of the shop? What's the next big project for you?
Well, I can't tell you. There is one. No, we push forward. I mean, the podcast was the future of the boutique because I wanted to advertise in a place that nobody else was
Yeah.
advertising, that doing something different because on paper and on Instagram and on Facebook and on all the social medias, we all look the same,
Yep.
and I wanted a voice for my brand.
Love it.
And we started off wanting just to show our brides to be that we're nice and friendly, a bit
Yeah.
nutty,
And we're real
but
people.
we're real people. Don't be scared. Come in, and it is literally we're going to have fun. We're here with you together. We're not sales because I think my industry has
Mm.
that barrier,
Yeah.
customer and
Yeah.
shop barrier, and it's a little bit snobby in my industry,
Okay.
and so it was to break down those barriers and show us as real people, and
And so how did you transition? So you've got your you've got your amazing boutique, we've changed careers, and now you wake up one day and you're like, I know, I'm now gonna go and be a YouTube star with a gazillion views.
well, it wasn't supposed to be like that. So Darren from Cheeky Monkey Videos that you've met, I pitched to him, but I also pitched to Jam Pop Production, which is Jamie Lang's "Go High, Go Home," and and I just sent out a email saying, "Look, I've never done this before, but this is what I want to do, and I don't have no idea of costs and stuff like that." And so and nobody really came back. Nobody came back to me. Jamie Lang, I'm still waiting for your message.
We'll
And
we'll tag in the show notes.
please, yeah, but Cheeky Monkey Videos did. And he came back and he was all a bit like, yeah, yeah, we can do this. Da, 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 da. And he said, but you've got to have chat. And I went, well, we've definitely got chat.
Yeah. In
And
abundance, not
in
short in that
abundance,
corner.
so because after 10 minutes, things tend to dry out and then you've wasted all that money. And so he came on our side a little bit and was like, this can happen. And I'm like, well, that's fine. We can chat. And Oh, before this, actually, I need to tell you this funny story. So I was at the Harrogate Trade Show with the Irish bridal boutiques, and we were all waiting for our flights home and all that
Mm.
sort of stuff, and buses, and we're having a cheeky last wine, and we're coming out with all these stories that you've got in the industry, and they're like, "You should have a podcast." We should do a podcast together, and nothing came out of it. And I sat on it for a couple of months, and Lauren came in, and I said to her, I went, "Do you like me?" She went, "Yeah, you weirdo." And I went, "And are you staying?" Because I think she'd only been with me 6 months, eight
For
months.
those
And she
people
went,
listening, who's Lauren for the
"Oh, Lauren's my co-host that I started with. And
she was working for you in the boutique at the time?
and still works for me. She's on maternity leave. And I said, do you like me?" She said, "Yeah, you weirdo."
Yeah.
And I went, "Do you want to do a podcast with me?" She went, "Yeah, okay." And then we got busy.
Oh.
And then nothing was said more, and I got all the equipment. It didn't work at home, and that's when I reached out to the studios. So I sent then Darren a take of what we, like the Shagged, Married, Annoyed by the Ramsays. This is what I'm trying to achieve. He came out and went, "This is mega big budgets,
Mm.
huge budgets for this, behind this." And I said, "Yeah, I know, but I'm not wanting to be famous. I'm wanting to be, for this, my business, I want it to be a bit funny. I want it to be this and that." And I then sent him what Lauren and I had done, which was Chaos. And I'd already come up with the name prior to me talking to her. And he came back and went, "My wife says this is a thing."
Yes, go Darren's wife.
And a shout out to Amy. And he said, "Look," because I went
What
the
would
other
have
way.
happened if she hadn't said it was good? Like we could
I
maybe
don't
we never would
know.
have met.
I'll ask him tomorrow. I'm in the studio tomorrow. So I said so, but I went the other way because he frightened me a little bit, thinking, "Oh my god, it is a lot more money than I would normally spend on a paper
Mm.
ad and
Yeah, yeah,
digital ads and all that sort of stuff,
yeah.
and Facebook ads." And so I went the other way. So he was then trying to call all me back, and he was like, "Well, just come in and let's do a 5 minute reel. You put it out on your socials. Let's see if it works."
Yeah.
So we went in. It was the most awkward thing ever, but we just started, shooting from the hip. We just had nothing planned. We had no script. And then after half an hour, he stopped us and went, "I think I've got enough. This isn't a podcast. This is a talk show. And I've
Oh.
got your first episode."
Ah.
So, and that was it. But the rest is history. And I don't know how we've done what we've done, but I think the public love it because it's raw. We don't edit like we've done here. And
And I love
and
that. And I took that from you after being with you on
yeah,
your podcast. And you were like, "No, we don't edit, we just roll." And I was like, I love that because then there's none of that. And if we say something, oh, we can just go back. What? No, let's just crack on.
yeah. We have stopped it once because somebody literally sat there and went, "I need the toilet."
Yeah, we'll pause that one.
And we literally paused and wait for them to come back. And Lauren, when she was pregnant, literally was throwing up. We had a bin next to
Oh,
the
no.
sofa, but at this particular time, it was projectile, so she had to literally run out and then came back in. We just shoving biscuits in her mouth. Sat down 5 minutes later, and we're
Oh.
like, "Anyway."
Has there been an episode where you've been a bit nervous before it's gone out and you thought, oh, I think we might have gone too far with this one?
Um, no, not really. We did Georges from Married at First Sight, and that was our first sort of proper sort of person off the TV.
Yeah.
And oh, actually, no, tell a lie. I'll go back to that. But he was fresh off the set, and he was like, because we rushed it through because the person he was married to he tried to stop loads of articles going in the paper, but this one particular couldn't be stopped. So he wanted to put his story forward.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was a bit rushed, and I wasn't prepared for it, but we just went with it, and that was I loved that episode. But it was interesting to see how things landed because we are a wedding channel, and we have suppliers coming on and promoting their business and telling us how their business runs, and here we are with somebody off Married at First Sight, so that was different.
Mm-hmm. And how did it land?
Oh, it was fantastic, and George has been back a few times and co-host with me,
Yeah.
and that's what I love about the show is because Lauren. Oh, this might be big news. I don't know, but Lauren's not coming back
Oh, right.
from maternity leave. So this is
Okay.
so basically she's still working for me, but
Yeah.
she's got two kids now,
Yeah, it's a
and
lot.
childcare is here, there, and everywhere.
Oh,
And she wants to concentrate and be in the boutique, so she can't do both. She might come back and do the odd
the other one.
cameo and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But with her going, it was a bit like, oh, what do we do now? And Lauren went, I don't want you to stop because it's
Mm.
brilliant. So we came up with the idea like co-hosts that have been on before, would you like to come back and be a co-host like you?
Like we
And actually, it's elevated it even more now, which
Well,
is
it switches
lovely.
it up, right? Because every episode then feels like you're the consistent voice, but you've got all of those different personalities and voices coming through. And actually, yeah, it works really well.
Yeah, it works really well, and it gives people that come in for the first time go away, go, oh, I didn't say it like this, I didn't say it like that. I went, come back, be a co-host, and then you can get to say it again. But ask me the question again about which guest made me nervous.
So, was there an episode that you were nervous to go to put out?
Not to put out, but a guest coming in, I was
Okay, who's
nervous
that?
about you.
No, stop it!
I was so
What are
nervous
you
about
talking
you
about?
because you got your shit together, woman. And there's no flies on you. You know, if you're going to call it out. If it's wrong, you're going to call it out. And I was like, oh my god, she's going to eat me.
Oh, well, I love that the ball buster reputation. That serves me
Yeah.
well in my day-to-day life in these boardrooms with these big CEOs of huge global hotel companies. I have to have that vibe about me.
But don't we all in business? You
Mm,
know, our business face is not our personal face.
yeah,
So
yeah,
in business,
exactly.
we have to be, big girl pants
Yeah.
and and have that front. The person I am in work is not the person I am at home.
Yeah, that's super interesting. I love that. Has anybody shared a wild story once you stopped recording? You don't have to drop the name, but can you share the story?
No, I can't without that giving the name away. I mean, there's always things afterwards. Every guest will be like, "Oh my god, I went to this wedding, right?" And but most of the stories do come out. It's a safe place to say it, and we don't
Yeah.
name names, But I have to say, the listeners' questions coming in are far worse than the stories that we've got. My favourite at the moment, not favourite, but
Yeah.
it's out there.
Memorable. Mm.
It's still gathering. It's somebody written. It was actually written in my boutique. If I've got two stories, this one was written in the boutique. Her other half had gone to a wedding, and the best man stood up to give his speech and basically said, what stays on stag tour stays on stag
Oh
tour. What
no.
goes on stag tour stays on stag tour.
So everybody's
Uh,
like, so what happened?
yeah, no, because he's not going to say it, right? Because he's saying
No.
whatever went on tour is staying there. He then unbuttons his shirt, opens it, and on a t-shirt was a picture of the groom being sucked off by a woman,
No. This is
loosely a woman.
oh I no, but this is in at the wedding during his speech in front of the parents and the bride.
Whole shebang.
What happened next?
She doesn't know. And I'm like, you need to find the tea. But his first dance wasn't with his bride, it was with his mother.
I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be dancing with him either, dirtbag. I mean, what was the best man even thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. And it's premeditated, right? Because he's had the
You've
t-shirt
had the
printed.
t-shirt made.
He's dressed.
I, I, Flabbergasted. Holy moly. That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Weddings are wild, right?
Okay, you said
Wild.
there was two stories. What
Oh
on
no,
earth?
and true to my ADHD brain, I've completely forgotten what it is. It will come up halfway, ask me another question.
What's
Oh, the other question, the
well,
other question, the other question, and also this came from the boutique as well. And this is a supplier dilemma of when to step in, and it got read out. Toby read it out, and basically the question was, "I'm having an affair with the groom.
oh,
When is the best time to tell the bride because I don't really like her?"
oh,
Now, bear in mind that was written in my boutique,
so
so
that's the bridesmaid.
the person that was there supporting the bride.
Oh,
So, for any brides listening out here, people that you are bringing with you to these appointments are not
aren't
necessarily
always.
your friends.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I had to take and make a decision, and we did actually contact the bride.
Did you? Wow,
So
that took
we
some
worked
balls.
out.
That
Yeah, well,
took
we
some
worked
balls.
out.
Mm,
Well, we worked out who it was,
yeah,
and and it's which way does my moral compass
yeah.
sit, and if it was me,
Oh, tell me
you
every
know,
day, all day long. Mm.
and she's about to enter not just a dinner party
No,
or
no, no.
by a posh dress.
Mm.
She's getting married. It's life changing,
Yeah.
and getting out of a marriage is very difficult. So we did, and
And so how do these questions come through via the boutique? Explain that to us.
oh, either in my boutique, they either email or they've been in the boutique or via social media.
Okay, so they can just send any questions and
Yeah,
you guys just pick a few during the podcast
no,
to answer.
they go in that red box
And they come out at random.
and they come up random. So you never know what you're going to get. It's the fear of the red box. We've just had Maria Hertz on. She's the drag queen celebrant. And she went, I'm so scared of this box. What's going to
Yeah,
come out?
because
Because
who
normally
knows, right?
they're normally dilemmas. They're normally like, do I wear a hat? Mother of bride, do I wear a hat? When do I take my hat off? Just normal
Yeah, yeah.
things, normal questions, and or problems. We got people that have got a few problems.
All
um,
got a few
and
problems.
yeah, exactly. And so but there's those type of questions as well. People write in as well. We've had a letter from New York just come in
With a stamp.
with a stamp on it.
Love it. Brilliant. What are the topics that come up in the conversations on the podcast that then have your DMs like lighting up or the comment section lighting up? What are some of those hot topics that you've seen over the last year or two?
I think the things mainly are things that people are not aware of. And
Mm.
that's the whole point of the podcast. It's saying, are you aware of this? It is the cake cutting saga.
Cake it.
Engaged me and you had a fight. But I had to bring that forward because
Yeah.
people didn't know.
No.
And this is a question that you should be asking your venue. This is something that should be in your spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And so bringing that up was massive.
Mm.
Just such a simple thing because people go, I didn't know that. So I'm glad even if one person didn't know that and they went and asked the question, because this is something that will tip you into negative on your budget.
And what other hot topics light up the comment section?
Oh, the interfering bridesmaid,
Oh,
the
really?
coercement, the groom not paying attention, not interested. um just recently it's the weight loss jabs,
Oh.
because a lot of people are taking weight loss jabs and they're going, my dress doesn't fit me and my boutique won't change my dress. They're bad people and stuff like that, but it's not
No.
it's not the
How are
boutique's
you
fault.
handling that from the boutique side?
To be fair, my terms and conditions are quite tight. My information sheet's quite tight, and it's quite intelligent. It's and straightforward. It's if you and we say on there, if you are going through anything or you're planning a life-changing surgery, or we've got in their weight
Mm.
loss jabs or
Yeah.
pregnancy, please let us know as soon as possible, and we will see what we can do. So we also have in our boutique a change of mind. um, options, so they get to exchange their dress.
Okay.
Even if they've had a new one made, when that comes in, if they've changed their mind or something's happened, like a pregnancy, we've had a
Yeah.
girl on her honeymoon fall off the boat in Ibiza backwards, break her leg in 4 places. She
Oh.
couldn't get one leg, let alone 2 legs, into a dress, and so we swapped it over to an A-line ball gown. So because she had a proper cast on with the belt on and all that sort of stuff,
Oh.
so she's on 6. So things that you can't forecast,
Yep.
right? It's like
Mhm.
pregnancy. Yes, you
Yep.
can plan as much as you want, but these
Sure.
surprises do come up. So as a business, I try and preempt a lot of
Wow.
stuff,
That's amazing.
um, where I can. Well, because it's a difficult conversation, isn't it?
Very.
And as a supplier, if you can't help them, you will always come across as the bad guy.
You know. Yeah.
Nobody likes no.
No, they really don't, especially when it comes to weddings, right? And they definitely don't want to hear why it's their responsibility or their fault.
Yeah, yeah, and it is difficult, and you can't. I've had a situation. In fact, it happened twice in a row on Saturday. We clearly say on our form 3 maximum guests.
Ah.
Because
Why do you do that? Is it space in the shop?
it's space in the shop. It's maneuvering in between them to get into the rails. We've got stylists that put them in their dresses. They go and get more dresses as their interest is going. I like this, but if I had this, we're like, oh, right, we know which one, and we go and get it. But it's people managing.
Mm.
So the bride is a piece of cake.
Oh,
She is what she is. We're trying to find her a dress.
yeah.
There is one goal, and our job is to make that as easy as possible and as lovely as possible. Make that a lovely experience, whether she buys a dress from us or not. But the people managing is so hard, and the brides don't see it inside the changing room.
Oh,
And we've had brides that have said, I thought this would be lovely. I thought they are different people to what I thought they would be, particularly when you get people that don't know each other. And
yes.
suddenly the brides think, oh, it'd be a great opportunity for them to get to know each other before the wedding. And it turns out that they don't like each other. Or there's a bit of one upmanship on each other, like, oh, well, I knew her from here and I knew her from that, and that sort of thing. So that's quite hard. And
Is
opinions.
money a difficult topic? Like, do people come in and try to, I don't know, pressure you into giving discounts, or are their expectations unrealistic about what they can get for their money? Is that a hot topic at the boutique?
Yes and no. It's again, it's how you manage it. We put on our forms on the website, what's your budget, and people will put on there no budget, which is
What
silly.
they mean is, I don't know my budget, right? That's what they
Yes.
mean by no budget.
Well, yes and no. What I tend to find is they'll even write it on the card. So there's another stage when they come in, we do a welcome card, and we get to know them a little bit at the counter and sitting down and before we go in, because then we're like, actually, I know which dress I'm going to put you in.
Mm.
And so they'll go no budget, and we're like, look, where would you like to be? And
Mm.
I think there's a fear of, if I tell you my budget, you're going to laugh at me, or
Oh,
you're going to tell me that I haven't got anything for you. I call it the pretty woman moment.
yeah.
So it's I think again it's fear of the unknown. So and we try and say, right, I tell them a story if I have that wall, and the story is that we had a girl in not too long ago, and we asked the budget, and she said there's no budget. She had 3 people with her, and she was trying all these dresses. She fell in love. They all cried. They all clapped, and they're like, "Is it the one?" She went, "It's the one. It's my wedding dress." And we were all like, "Yeah!" And she went, "Oh, how much is it?" And I think it was 1,500. And she went, oh no. She said, no, I didn't want to spend that much. And we're like, but how much is your budget? She said, £400.
Oh,
Well, I didn't need to say anything because her group said it, or
yeah.
they went, she literally asked you, you said there was no budget, and she said, yeah, but I didn't want to miss out on anything. But what in fact she'd done is that she set herself up for a massive fall,
Yeah.
and coming
Because
down
how do you
from.
get over that now when you feel like that's the one? You can't unone it.
No, exactly. No, exactly. So we did, because we're like, right, okay,
Yeah.
I've got this in the cell that's close
But
to it.
what a
She did
waste of
enter.
everyone's time.
I think her people that she brought with her um, felt that way,
Yeah,
and another 20 minutes was unraveling that blame and
yeah.
that bringing it back into the appointment. It was hard. So again, going back to your question, how do I manage the people? Why do we say
Mm,
minimum two? A lot of shops now will say two, three.
yeah.
Four is heavy.
A
It's a lot of people, and
yeah.
we've had
Lot
it.
of opinions for her as well, right?
Yeah, it's overwhelming. It's really overwhelming, and they think it's going to be like a nice experience, but then they're not even looking at themselves in the dress. They're looking at Jane and Janet and Keith and Paul and whoever they put with them, and it's hard, and they've all got different tastes, so they're all going to have different opinions.
I always
And
find in weddings, sorry, go on, go on.
I always say these people are not here to give you opinions, they're here to support you when you find your dress. They're here for their celebration. And my best ever guest, it was not too long ago. Bear in mind, I've been there 25 years. And every time the bride went into the change room, she's like, I can't believe I'm here. I
Oh,
can't believe she chose me out of everybody. She said,
oh.
I'm not. I said, well, you're obviously good friends. She went, I'm not the closest friend. But what she did is every time the bride came in, she was like, how does that feel?
She was
How,
asking her.
yeah,
Yeah,
how not at one point did she say, I
I
think
think.
there was never an I in that. And she talked her through the dress. And I think the bride fully appreciated it. And it was obvious why she got chosen to be there.
Oh, you should give out like gold stars for good guests who come with the bride. Right? Well behaved support acts.
We do when they go out. We're like, you lot can come again,
Yeah.
and that's it. And but you'll always get the people that go, oh,
Mm.
I'm not here to give my opinion, but I know her best. And actually, you don't know that person best, because the person that knows her best is her partner. Because going back to what we said at the beginning, nobody knows the real you. We've all got a facade when we walk out that door. And the person that knows you best is the person in store. So when COVID hit, that was probably my best experience with choosing dresses, when you could bring your own bubble.
Oh. So COVID was okay for you?
I did really well. I one of my best years
Wow.
be, because
Such a bumpy year.
sorry.
It was such a bumper year when all the weddings came back.
Yeah, well, during, because you could still get married, but it is, you had to lower your expectations. Actually, it brought it back to what it was actually about. It's about two people getting married and celebrating a life together, and moving into the future.
Do you and your
Uh,
team often feel like therapists? Because I know
yes,
most of us in the industry, no matter whether you're a photographer, a planner, like there's part your job and then part therapist.
yes, 100%. I'm got a guest coming in tomorrow on the pod, and it's actually a guy, and he went, "Can I talk about anxiety?" I'm like, "Yeah, yours, mine."
Yeah.
and and he went, "No." He said, "The bride." He said, I'm literally constantly having to counsel them, because they're constantly coming to me going, I can't do this. I can't, this person's taken over, blah blah blah." And so yes, half the job is counselling.
And during the time at the boutique, has there been a moment, a day you've woken up and thought, nope, I don't want to do this anymore?
Every single day.
And yet we get up, we put our lippy on.
Yeah, yeah, because I treat every day as my first day
Mm.
at work. This is every time, and I say this to all of my stylists when they're changing the window. I said, go outside, have a look in as a passerby, as a customer. I said, then you will see that the arm's not straight, that the headdress is wonky, the dress is not sitting right. You can inch it, and so every day as you walk in that boutique is your first day at work, because when you start your first job, that first day, you've got loads of gusto, aren't you? You're like, and I think when people bring you down a little bit, like customers, you have a bad customer, it's quite easy to stay in the negative and get
Yeah.
yourself pulled into the positive. But you've got to dig deep sometimes. And at the end of the day, I love this industry. I love this job. And for me, for people coming on the podcast, suppliers coming in, it's championing our industry. It's
Well, on the flip side of that, what's something What's a bugbear of yours about our industry?
Laziness.
Ooh, where does that come from? Where do you
I don't
see that?
know. Slapdash, it's people thinking they're high in their game, so they don't need to train, they don't need to relearn. And when you get into that position, then you do become lazy and you miss stuff. And this is somebody's wedding, this is somebody's life savings that's going into this. There's no room for being lazy and missing stuff or doing things at the last minute. I think that's the half German side of me.
Half German. I didn't know that about you either.
Yeah, I didn't till 2 years ago. That's another story for another podcast.
Have you seen couple behavior change in the last few years?
Yes, particularly during our financial status at the moment, where people are very mindful of their money. They are seeing money as money, and that sounds like a really daft thing to say, but before it was burning holes in their pocket, and they couldn't wait to put deposits down or money down into something. They gave it away easily. But we're finding in the boutique, especially, that money's coming from above. So it's being given to them. So they're not in a position where they're making decisions on their own. They're having to go further up and have a meeting and discuss it. One, they're being respectful of that, but also, the other opinion above may have, a proper, I don't want that. This is better. And again, it's back to opinions. I once had, in fact, I was on honeymoon when this happened, but a bride had come back to show her mum two dresses, and one in particular that she loved. Her mum didn't like any of the dresses and said, if you choose that dress, I'm not paying for the wedding.
Oh,
In front of the whole shop went, ugh. And it was busy
we're talking about
Saturday.
emotional blackmail.
Yeah, and the bride, do you want to know what happened next?
Yes.
So the bride went into the changing room. Again, everything was quiet. Brought her card out. She's still wearing the dress that she was in that she wants, and turned around to the stylist and went, "I'll have this dress, please."
Wow, ballsy.
Yeah,
I wonder if the mum paid for the rest of the wedding.
she did.
She did.
She did. She
Well
did.
done, that
So yeah.
bride.
So I think now I think our couples are asking permission from above because it's not all their money.
Yeah.
Or if it is their money, they're being very mindful of it. So I'm seeing girls where I'd normally see them once make a decision. Sometimes it's taken 2 and 3 visits, not
And we're
always,
seeing
but
that across the industry. So with our venues and our suppliers that we work with, this what I'm calling decision delay is a new thing in the last few years. So you're obviously seeing that as well in the boutique.
yeah.
Yeah. Is this, I don't know if it's an inability to make a decision quickly or it's just a change in the way we do things, but this decision delay is a real thing in the whole industry.
Yeah, I do think it is because we are being told to be careful with our money.
Yeah.
We don't know when this recession is going to end. Everything's up in the air regarding the government and stuff like that. And imminent changes are happening, so they're basically don't know what to do. And it's a big wad of money, isn't it?
Yeah. Sharon, what's a question I should have asked you that I haven't?
Oh my God. Oh my God, I don't know. What's the question I don't? Conflict, how to deal with conflict.
Ooh, lovely. Sharon, how do we deal with conflict?
Sit in a corner, rock and cry.
Put our head in the sand, pretend it's not happening. La 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 la.
That's what you do when you get home, and drink. Conflict's really, really tricky, right? So, and often in weddings, it's not just one person. You're getting a gang of people against one supplier, and that's really, really hard. And I find, particularly in our industry, there's a lot of assumptions. I thought that was included I thought you would have done that. The money I'm paying for this, it should be included. So, I find it's still now to this day that people don't read the T's and C's.
Yeah.
People think that they're getting something that they're not. And when you're we're trained to say that the customer is always right, but that's obviously not the case, is it? Or else life would be a lot easier if they were right. And so it's dealing with that. So for me, what I tend to do is take a step back, which is hard if they're going for you. Let them speak, because 9.5 out of 10, they would have rehearsed what they're going to say to you.
They've run it around their heads for the last 3 days, right? Before they've come to you.
Yeah. And like us, they've put their big girl pants on and they go, right, I'm going to do it. So they're ready. And it's like a boxer getting into a ring, right? So they're geared up. So they need to be heard, and let them say everything. And once they've said everything, I tend to find that they go, oh.
Yeah.
And then try and pick out the thing that is the most important, and break it up, because one problem massed together is a huge problem. But if you're breaking it down, and picking up the big thing first, and then the little things tend to go.
Have you, I'm sure not often, but have you had that happen to you where a bride has come, and it might not be something that is your fault or your team's fault, but they've sort of come at you in that way?
Again, I've learned over the years, I once had a bride throw a cooked chicken at me before.
How the hell did she get a cooked chicken in the boutique?
So that just popped into my head. Right. So her dress came in a particular colour form. I can't 100% remember the whole story. It came in particular, it had choice of colours. So the colour that she chose was on the forms. It was all on her paperwork, everything. It was the same as our sample. But in her head, she thought she'd ordered a different colourway. And she may well have done. But what was put on paper and signed for as our sample. So she'd gone away, come back, because she wasn't happy. So it was all over email. I said, look, just come in and talk. We'll get this resolved.
Yeah.
And
I was talking to the GM of a 5-star hotel in London the other day, and we said exactly the same thing. If someone's unhappy, get them either on the phone or in front of you. Because email is such a terrible way to deal with complaints, right?
Huge.
Yeah,
huge. But then when we were busy, and also we're quite frightened of these people, but yeah, so she literally came in at our lunch hour. So she'd been to Sainsbury's, to the rotisserie chicken place, and it was in one of those foil bags, so they could. And I resolved it, because I said, right, don't worry. There's a new dress coming in, and it literally will be here next week. The supplier's just going to swap them around. So it was resolved, and I don't know whether it was just a reaction, but just an emotional volcano. And she was like, this shouldn't have happened, and which is why I just threw the chicken at me and stormed.
You though, like actually at you.
Yeah. And my sister Kate was like, it's a shame I'm vegetarian. And it was just grease everywhere. But then she did come
anyone laugh, or was it all just awkward?
Well, it was all a bit like, oh my God. But yeah, what just happened? But
so you're like, let me pick up your lunch for you.
Yeah, and she was fine. I think where it came from is because I tried to say, look, this is our sample, this is what we put, and this is what you've got. So, but she didn't hear that I was resolving it. Just bear with me a day or two, and it will get sorted. Because at worst, I could change the lining. So there was a resolution straight away, but she didn't hear any of those because she was so up there, So,
Sharon, if people want to see more from you, where should they find you?
Oh my God. Lovely Do Brides.
That's your BP.
If you want to come on the podcast at weddingmayhem.co.uk.
How many million viewers was that again?
5.69.
That's million.
Can I just say, this wasn't supposed to be this big. It was supposed to be an internal thing that we could roll out to, hopefully, our customers. But it became massive very quickly.
And you love it, right?
I'm still not. I'm still not quite. I love it, but I'm still quite. This is a bit weird. This is a bit odd. All these people watch my show and they message in. I know that they're real people, and it's just I love it. I'm so
Amazing.
grateful.
And we can see it on YouTube, right? Wedding Mayhem.
Wedding Mayhem on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your
Love
podcast.
it. And obviously, we'll put all the links in the show notes. Sharon,
Yes,
thank you so much for joining me.
and come and watch Kelly because she's on tomorrow.
Oh, it's my episode tomorrow. Yay. Well,
Yes.
this by the time this one's posted, that'll be in the past. So go
Then
find
they
me
go
on that
back
one.
and listen to all of them.